Excellencies, honorable guests and delegates, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure and an honor for me to welcome you today at this important gathering. Since its foundation, UN Habitat has worked to promote the realization of the right to adequate housing for all as central to achieving socially and environmentally sustainable cities where no one and no place is left behind. We strongly believe that any investment in housing has an immediate impact on cities and profound influence on people's life. Adequate housing, which is affordable, safe, and well located, is central to providing access to quality sanitation and water supplies, public spaces, job opportunities, hospitals, schools, and food systems. It is also the first line of defense against extreme events. Housing also plays a catalytic role in economic development, employment generation, and poverty reduction, as well as in overcoming challenges related to climate change. Further, as noted in our flagship report, Cities and Pandemics, Towards a More Just, Green and Healthy Future, COVID-19 has made even clearer the necessity to address a pre-existing housing crisis, a crisis reflected in the increasing unaffordability of adequate housing to a large share of the urban population, a crisis demonstrated by an estimated 1 billion people living in slums and informal settlements around the world today, and a possible tripling to 3 billion by 2050 if no action is taken. An effective response to the housing challenge will therefore yield benefits beyond the housing sector. This is particularly relevant for the Middle East and the North Africa region, where in the current and the next decades, an unprecedented proportion of young people will transition into their more productive years, becoming agents of change and opening up potential economic growth. However, tapping into this potential requires a supply of adequate housing at a scale without precedent to guarantee young people have access to affordable and well-located homes with access to basic services, employment, and education opportunities. For all these reasons, we strongly believe that tackling challenges from the COVID-19 pandemic, climate, and housing emergencies requires a new social contract based on access to adequate housing for all and on governmental intervention to respect, protect, and fulfill this fundamental right. Particularly in the last couple of years, we have been reminded of the risks we face as a society when housing is shifted to a financial and deregulated commodity disconnected from its social function and its status as a human right. Governments can increase their effectiveness by developing strategic and human rights-based policy frameworks that provide appropriate incentive and direction, as well as accountability mechanisms. These may include measures to limit speculative land holding, increase the supply of social and cooperative housing, reducing barriers to appropriate financing and construction of affordable housing by the private sector, develop accountability frameworks to ensure private actors and investors are accountable for the right to housing, increasing the accessibility of housing finance, and ensuring integrated housing policies within urban development policies that link housing, land use, infrastructures, sustainability, and the needs of low-income persons. Despite the centrality of the public role, achieving the right to adequate housing for all needs to be recognized as a responsibility shared among all stakeholders to effectively face the scale and the speed of the challenge. The private sector, civil society, and academia should provide their innovative solutions and resources to cater to middle and low-income earners who are often left with limited affordable options. A good example of this cooperation is our partnership with the government of South Africa, Habitat for Humanity, World Bank, UNICEF, City Alliance, Slum Dwellers International, and Wairo Commission. In October, it resulted in the launching of a global action plan to consolidate efforts toward accelerating the implementation of the SDGs and the new urban agenda. Together, we are also currently drafting a global publication assessing solutions to the slum challenge and to rethink the delivering of inclusive and sustainable urbanization. Because no one can achieve such great effort alone, platforms of dialogue that engage all housing stakeholders are of vital importance to foster collective international and local actions. We are glad we were able to do this during the past few months, in which we engaged with representatives from national and local governments, international organizations, civil society, academia, private sectors, NGOs, and think tanks to successfully launch the Sustainable Cities Initiative on November 17 in collaboration with COP27 presidency and with the facilitation of ICLE. Under 5 main themes, one of which is building and housing, this initiative provides a holistic framework to achieve sustainable and resilient urban systems by integrating climate change, mitigation, and adaptation strategies in cities. And today, we are proud to also partner on the regional housing forums organized by Habitat for Humanity, which provides a critical space to foster more collaboration among key stakeholders of the housing sector, leading to innovation and scale in affordable housing. Let me then end by thanking Habitat for Humanity for having given us this opportunity, all the panelists who will contribute to this forum, and everyone who will be attending or in any way share knowledge, experiences, and best practices on the subject of housing and urban habitats. I wish you all a great, fruitful discussion. Thank you.